take a shot every single time I come on here and say the Raptors lost last night. I think me too.
Yeah.
That's like...
Hey, that's a fun game to play. We should play that
right
game.
Now, it's definitely losing a liver, waiting for a transplant or something if you're a Toronto Raptor fan. It's been tough, guys.
I don't know about me a transplant, but maybe you.
I've been struggling.
Speak for yourself.
I think my stress levels, like my acid reflux is up, my migraines are up, like everything is just, I feel like a 65-year-old woman, but I'm Noor Zainab, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, Justin Pooni, and guys, today, there's no rundown. We're not doing a rundown today. The Raptors aren't worth a rundown right now.
Ooh.
All we need to do is rant. And you know why? Because we actually have been. Let me, we kind of have been. We kind of have been the only ones here who, in the city of Toronto, I touched you, sorry about that. In the city of Toronto.
Burn, because spontaneously combust.
That's rude. Anyway, it's Justin. We've been the only ones in the city of Toronto who have been calling this team out for what they are. And actually, still then, I've been like sugarcoating it a little bit. Yeah. But these guys haven't, and definitely not this guy. We lost to the Timberwolves last night. It was disgusting, ugly, without Rudy Gobert, without Karl Anthony Towns. They were on a second night of a back-to-back. They lost that much to the Nuggets. And the Raptors are fully healthy, so they don't have that much excuse to be.
They don't have any excuse.
And we came on here and we said that this is a good spot for them to win. Yeah. And look at that. What just happened? They were leading the entire game, and fourth quarter hits. You fourth quarter hits and you're done. 15 points.
They won the first quarter, though.
They did.
I was right about that, everybody at home.
Woo! Shout out to that.
Like that. Today, let's just rant. Let's just.
How do you want to go in the order of rant?
Take a victory lap and just rant about what this team is.
Or should we go should we save the best rants for last?
Yeah, you know what? I think you've been like the certified hater, so you can.
I'm
just
not a
go
hater.
first.
I'm a realist. Okay, look. Like I said yesterday, I want the Raptors to be good because that's good for me and my business, good for me and my pockets, right? But when you look at my two friends right here, Noor Zainab and Jelani Goodridge-Reid, they're diehard Raptor fans. I feel for them. I actually don't feel for them at all. I find it absolutely... Look, I told you guys in September. I told you guys before. The Toronto Raptors are like the city of Edmonton.
We're hanging our heads right now in shame.
The Toronto Raptors... Look.
Can I just take a shot at Edmonton?
Hey, you ever been to Edmonton before?
Nah, I haven't.
But...
Shout out McDavid.
When you look at the Toronto Raptors, right? They got talent. They got players, yes. But the thing is this, though. They don't have players in the right positions. I'm not talking about point guard, shooting guard. I'm talking about hierarchy. Pascal Siakam, let's be truthful here. Is he the guy, the number one guy to lead you to a playoff team? And I think when you look at the Toronto Raptors, right? Pascal Siakam, it's now an all-star. Cool. But he's not that number one guy. Fred VanVleet, all-star. But on a championship team, if we really look at ourselves in the mirror, Raptors fans, look at yourselves in the mirror this morning.
I am.
Is Fred VanVleet the second best player on a championship caliber team? No. Is OG Anunoby the third best player on a championship team? No.
This is with all due respect.
All due respect. Hey,
I'm not trying to hate.
Raptor fans, I feel for you. Okay? I'm a Canucks fan. The Canucks suck right now. They're horrible. But when you look at the Toronto Raptors, you look at the Eastern Conference, Noor, maybe you should have just stuck with being a Boston Celtics fan. Maybe you should have just stuck off because at least the Celtics have players with elite bags on the offensive side.
Because you were talking about the bag.
We were talking about the bag. Not only at Homestand Sports do we chase the bag, but we talk about your offensive bag in the game of basketball. The Raptors, unfortunately, have guys with very small bags offensively.
like little satchels.
Look, you know the Louis Vuitton crossbody bags? Not those. I'm talking about the fanny packs, the JanSport ones you get at Zellers. But Zellers is making a comeback.
They are.
But you know who's not going to make a comeback this year? The Toronto Raptors. Jeez. They're done, finished, over. Put a stick of dynamite in that dressing room. Blow it up. Jeez. Tank for Scoot. Hey. Get Scoot. Okay. You'll be fine then. Masai, I trust Masai and Nick Nurse, though.
Fire in the booth.
After everything, but shout out Masai and Nick Nurse, bro.
For the main event of the evening, these two guys right here.
Jelani. Okay, yeah, we know Justin has always been very vocal about, and maybe not your hate, but your realistic hate for the Toronto Raptors. But here, Jelani and I are actual fans of this team. And we're going through it. So, Jelani, take the floor. It's a ranting day.
Dude, yeah, comfortable.
Time to get some steam
Yeah,
off of you.
comfortable.
My
Let's start with the game. Okay, let's start with the game last night. Minnesota, no Cat, no Gobert. We talked about that. The paint points had to be there. They were there. We still lost. Okay, when you're talking about the Toronto Raptors,
He's enjoying this too much. He's loving this too much. I don't like this.
dude, it's I've always been a Raptors fan, right? But right now I'm just not seeing it with this team. And the thing that made us really good over the years, defense. Where's the defense? Somebody
Thank
help me
you.
out. The coaching hasn't been there.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse, to me, he's one of the best coaches in the sport. Okay, but this year we haven't seen him at the level that has been expected of him. Okay, and now when you're talking about the grand scheme of things, I want to shout out you guys on Twitter, Raptors Twitter, and the play-in. Okay, why do you want it so bad? Like I want to know why the play-in is so important to y'all. Because I see Raptors say, guys, let's go for the 9th. Let's go for the 10th seed. Jelani. Let's raise a banner in Scotia saying we got the 10th seed in 2023. What the hell does that do for me?
Oh my God, I'm dying.
What does that do for me? Because look here. You're, okay, maybe you get to the plane, right? Okay, you get through that somehow, some way. You want to get annihilated by the Boston Celtics in the first round.
Noor's Boston Celtics.
Yes, Noor's Boston Celtics. You want to get annihilated by JT and JB, not Timberlake, not Bieber.
No.
Or you want to get flat out exposed by Giannis in the Bucks. Oh wait, the other day we lost without Giannis in the Bucks.
And Chris Middleton.
And Chris Middleton, right? We made Drew Holiday look like the second coming of Iverson offensively. So at this point, Justin is loving it. At this point, guys, I have seen enough. So stop with the plan. Stop. Okay? Now, tail of the tape.
Tail of the tape.
This is great. The last decade, right?
Yeah.
We've been the third winningest franchise in the sport, in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? Behind the Dubs, behind the Clippers. So this has been a really good team. This is not the same team. We need to stop thinking that this is the team that makes the playoffs every single year and makes a run. Because back then, yes, we were actually
Not your
contenders.
older brother's Toronto Raptors.
This is not.
Kawhi Leonard's not walking
He's
through the
not
door,
walking
kid.
through, and I was about to get to that. Because we understand we won the chip, right? But as soon as Kawhi left, I knew what was going to happen with this team. We were not going to have the same success. Can we all agree? Yeah.
Of course.
We understand what happened in 2020. We were almost there, not quite. Tampa Bay, that whole thing happened. We get Scotty in the door. Cool. But I think last year's playoffs, the expectations for some reason, yes, we made the 5th seed. We got to 6 games. Remember, we almost got
It
swept.
got to our head.
We
It
almost
got to our
swept.
head.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think
You're
y'all forgot
getting
about that.
swept.
So I think we got gassed a bit too much. Okay, we say they try to gas it up, right? You guys were trying to gas it up for some reason. I never saw this team as a top 6 in the Eastern Conference. I never saw them as a top 8 in the Eastern Conference because I'm a realist. When you compare this roster to other teams in the Eastern Conference, they just don't stack up, guys. And you talked about it, Justin. Yes, you have an all-star Pascal Siakam. Yes, you have an all-star Fred VanVleet once upon a time.
It was last year. But...
I know. Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year, Scotty Barnes. Cool. Gary, when he's hot, he can shoot the basketball, right? Very good defender and OG. So when you talk about the best players on your team, maybe you could, make an argument that they stack up with the teams in the East. But this is about a roster, a full roster, bench, non-existent. The Raptors, to me, at this point, they need to start anew. They need to start from scratch. I'm tired of y'all talking about wanting that glorified 9th seed. Doesn't matter to me. You start anew. You don't tank. Okay, you don't. There's a difference. Tanking and blowing it, there's a difference. Tanking is absolutely giving up and losing on purpose. Remember the Sixers back in the day.
Trust the process.
Yes, trust the process. Remember the New Jersey Nets, what they did, okay? When they were in Izod Center.
It was actually called the Prudential Center.
No, that was after.
Oh,
that was after.
Sorry.
Remember.
I wasn't familiar with your arena.
You know
Yeah.
what? Don't get it
Yes.
going right now.
Jeez,
Do you
man.
want to mess
That
with
was
us
after.
right now?
Remember, they were in East Rutherford, then they went to Newark. So, that's tanking, right? But when we're talking about blowing it up, which the Raptors need to do, that is understanding where you're at as a franchise. Understanding you're in a spot where you're not going to get that much better, and maybe you might not get that much worse because you have some talent on the squad, but there's a limit. There's limitations to where they can go.
It's not a bad thing.
It's
to blow
never
it
a
up.
bad thing to blow it
It's
up.
not a bad thing, guys.
Yes.
It's a good thing,
Especially
actually.
when you know, right, Noor? I'm about to get to you. So I'm saying, you know what? Victor and Scoot, they're available. Right now, we have a 7.5 chance at Victor, right? We have around a 30% chance to get a really high draft pick. Why not do it? Bring in some youth in this core right now. The cornerstones, I love them. I really do. But at this point, some guys need to go. So I'm going to give you the names. I love Fred. I really love Fred. Love the story.
Top of the
Wichita State, we know undrafted. We get it. Champion.
Bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself, Justin and Noor. But at this point, it's time. It's time. Okay, writing's on the wall here. I'm not going to give him the bag he wants. I'm sorry. Gary, Duke. Okay, we know what you were at Duke. I'm a Carolina fan. I saw you from time. I know you're good. But there's limitations there as well. There's inconsistency there as well. I'm not going to give him 25 M's. I'm not going to do that. So Gary has to go, and I think he's going to leave it regardless.
Yeah.
Then, y'all don't want to hear this, but I think OG. And why OG? Why OG? We know that the offense is there, you know, compared to other years. He's actually done things on the offensive side of the ball, and the defensive side of the ball has been the best ever with OG. We're talking about defensive player of the year at times this year, right? Mm-hmm. So you see the trade value has gone up. Why not do it if a Hall is going to come in the door? Multiple picks, guys to help your bench, you do that. You do it. So I think the Raptors need to really think critically here, understand who they are. This is not the same Toronto team. A lot of Americans are even seeing, like, they're asking, like, what's up in Toronto? What's going on in Toronto?
You know one thing, though?
Like,
I
it's
can
done.
say whatever I want about Toronto, but the second the American media opens
Yeah,
their mouth, I'm
it's
like,
done. So
I don't
no-
like the sound
Yeah,
of that.
so
People
Noor,
in Toronto love when the people talk about the Raptors.
No,
down
it's
south.
not when, not
They know
when
where
it's,
Toronto is.
not when
They
it's
know where
good. Not when it's good.
so yeah, I'm about to give it to you, but at this point, my take and my message to the Torontonians out here, the ladies and the gentlemen of this great
The
city
ladies
of
know all
Toronto,
about you in Toronto.
okay? The brothers and sisters of this fantastic city, the best city in the world. Justin might disagree. It's over. Okay, over. You want to know how to spell over? TORONTORAPTORS. Toronto Raptors. We are cooked like the New York strip loin you can find at the keg. Okay,
Oh, boy.
we are done. Noor.
That was beautiful. I'm so proud of you right now. I'm so proud. Thank
I
you.
think you pretty much encapsulated everything I have to say. But for me, guys, I'm just sad. I'm just really sad because I still to this day just don't get this team, because let's not forget, this is still the same team as last year. And they made the 6th seed, right? So I know the East got so much better. You brought DeJounte Murray in, you got Donovan Mitchell, and the Pacers look like a better team than last year. So a lot of teams are picking them. The Nets are looking like themselves afterwards after they let Steve Nash go.
The Knicks have woken up.
The Knicks,
with Brunson.
bro, if the Knicks are better than you,
They are. They are.
Slandering the Knicks.
They
Jalen
are.
Brunson is a certified all-star this year.
okay, we know, but that's what I'm saying. The fact that Knicks are better than you, that's a problem. That's an issue, because they are the running joke of the NBA, and now it's the Toronto Raptors. But my confusion stems from the fact that this is the same roster, literally the same. We did nothing. The front office did nothing.
Oh, you brought
It's
the Netflix
same
guy
roster.
though, right? Netflix superstar.
I mean, that was good for marketing, apparently. I was hoping maybe, what's his name? The guy who was in it? The main
Cruz?
guy? No, the other guy, the main one. Fuck, what's his name? I forgot.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how do I
Sandler,
forget his name? I was hoping at one point he'll come up and watch the game, from the stands, and he's like, what the hell? Why the hell would I travel to Toronto for this team?
ain't trying to
No,
watch
thank
that
you.
trash.
But yeah, it's a matter of it's still the same team. But what's going on this year? What's happening that they're not able to produce the way that they did last year? And last year, I came on here, and I was like, not a good team, not even a play-in, get them out of here, that's going to happen. Finish 6th seed. Surprise everybody. I looked at that. I also looked at the Eastern Conference getting better, but I was like, you know what? I still see defense. I still see some heart. And because of that, I'll still give them top 8 for this year. Boy, was I wrong.
Whoa!
Wrong.
She said she was wrong. Whoa!
You know the worst part? You know the worst part about this? It's not even the fact that Raptors suck. It's the fact that this guy right here gets to sit here and do a victory lap on me, on Jelani, on the rest of Toronto, on you, Masai and Bobby and Nick Nurse.
man.
And this falls on everybody. I think you guys are right. It's time to let this team go. We've been pretty honest about this here beforehand too. We've just been like, this team has a pretty low ceiling, and even if they get their stuff together in the regular season, what's going to happen in the playoffs? It's always going to be the same old story constantly, especially when as much as we love Pascal, much as we love our guys on this team, they're not playoff guys. And we haven't even seen them be playoff guys
And
yet,
people are going
right?
to make the argument saying that, oh, they were playoff guys, they won a title. But when you look at
it's completely different.
again, we're back to the
Talk to us.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
The hierarchy, right?
But also, like, when we talked about that team and Kawhi left, it still worked because you still had Marc Gasol. You still had Serge Ibaka. You had Kyle Lowry. You had so
all those
much.
guys. And then you
You
saw
had
guys
Norm.
leave.
Yeah, you had so much. You had the luxury of having Gasol on half of the game, Ibaka on the other half of the game. But now you're asking your starters, who are all the same freaking size, to do everything on the court, and then asking Freddie to hold the ball for 24 seconds.
And they all play
it's just
40
not going
minutes
to
a
happen.
game.
40 minutes a game.
There's no
There's
bench.
no
Just
bench.
Boucher did
There's
not play
no
last night.
defense, guys. Like, you're known for your defense. Where the hell is the defense?
The
No
defense
one's protecting the three-point line. The three-point line is wide open. Not only can you not make your three-pointers, but you can't even defend it. So
true.
you're telling me in a game you want to get your field goals off, and you're gonna let the other team score 3? It's math. 3 versus 2. Who's gonna win that
They
game?
blew an 18-point.
Who's gonna win that game?
Up by as
14,
much as
up by
18.
14 with like was 8
Well,
minutes
yeah,
left
the
in
midway point in the fourth.
I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be mean. I want this team and myself and everybody to enjoy. Because when the Raptors win, we all win. We're
great.
all
Exactly. We
happy.
all
The
want the
city's
Raptors-
happy.
we all want
The
the Raptors to
fandom
win.
grows like crazy. But when you're not seeing that production happening on the court, it's defeating. It's annoying. And I'm hoping that Masai and Bobby have their phones ready, the notifications are on, and something's being
There's
done.
gonna be a lot
because
of action by the
this
deadline.
fan base will
Bobby.
not be happy if nothing is done by the middle of
And I
February.
think we've gotten spoiled. We got spoiled over the last
Hey,
decade.
Yeah.
But remember,
great 10-year run.
there
The
was a
best 10-year
time,
Spanish
but there was a
franchise.
time when it was worse than this.
Yeah.
I know y'all forgot about that. but it
Remember
was worse.
Rafael
Okay, but we're
Arujo?
not like 35 years old. it's
Remember,
fine. You can- you can
remember
remember
Rasha
times right now, it's all
Nesterovic?
good.
Remember
Like, come on. So
But all right, guys, this was
tough.
a venting, ranting, letting everything off episode. We needed this. I think everybody needs this at home, and people just need to look at this team realistically. They are who they are, and we got to take them for who they are. And that just means Masai, Bobby, pick up that phone and make something happen.
and Masai we trust. So.
Masai,
We love
call
you,
me. I will
Masai.
help
We
you
are-
out, Masai. No problem. I will.
Don't call him. I blocked that number. It's the yes time on Homestand NBA.